Hey everybody, your car guy, Bill DeBoer over here at DeBoer's Auto. And today I'm talking to Sara with the First of Sussex Toastmasters group. Welcome, Sara.
Hi.
So we like to spotlight businesses, and I thought this time we might spotlight a local group that I belong to and talk about the Toastmasters of Sussex. And they meet weekly over in Sparta, typically in person, but right now we're meeting via Zoom. And why don't you take us back to the beginning, Sara? Tell us a little bit about yourself and the origin of the group.
Well, thank you for having us, because we don't often get remembered with things like this, because we're a nonprofit educational group. So our mission is a little different than businesses who are trying to get new customers. However, we're always trying to get new members. And our First of Sussex Toastmasters Club does meet in Sparta. We meet twice a month, which is roughly every other month. Every other week, that's the second and fourth Tuesdays. And as a Toastmaster group, we're dedicated to helping people get better public speaking and leadership skills. Our club is 14 years old this year, and I am a charter member.
That's awesome.
Yes, 14 years ago, 22 of us gathered locally, decided to start this club, and I am one of the originals. So I've done just about everything you can think of within the Toastmasters world, and we've helped dozens of local people meet their goals.
That's awesome. So what was the precipice of the starting the group? Who out of those 22 people, what was the that arose for that?
Brian Fogel was our president, and he is the one who reached out to Toastmasters International and said, I'd like to found a club. There are lots of people out there who know about Toastmasters, but we're not quite as recognized as, say, Eagle Scouts of America. So there are people who have been involved with us either through corporate clubs that often are sponsored by the corporations so that their employees can have an opportunity to work on personal development goals. There are also clubs that are open and public, which is what ours is. It's an open public club. So anyone over the age of 18 can join us. We often have guests who are young people, but Brian, when he started this club, really wanted to work on public speaking skills of his own, because he was starting a business and he was going to be in front of people more than he had been professionally. And he felt like he wanted to brush up on his skills. Public speaking skills help everybody, no matter if you are sitting behind a desk and just greeting customers as they walk in, or whether you're doing full-on presentations and you just want to be very polished. We've even seen people who are doing podcasts and things like this, and they just want to be more confident in front of a camera.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was surprised when I joined the group, the diversity of the group itself. First of all, it's very social in nature, a lot more social than I expected, which is very nice. It's not all pomp and circumstance. Everybody gets along really good there. And again, it's not just all business people. It seems like people come at it from all walks of life, people trying to become teachers. And what are all the different ways that people typically come into the group?
Most people find us because they're on a mission with a personal development goal. So these days, most of our leads either come through word of mouth, people like yourself, Bill, and people telling other people that are like-minded or have a similar interest in being in front of people and feeling that they are heard and that they are influential. They may be in sales, or people are just searching on the internet for resources that would help them become better speakers. That is probably our number one source of new members. People just find us through the international website. So anyone who Googles how to be a better speaker is going to run into Toastmasters.org. And then if you look for a local club, the Toastmasters.org website has a zip code finder, and that brings them right to us. We have a local website, which is First of Sussex Toastmasters.org, and then you can read more about the members there. But you're absolutely right. We are a diverse group. Our young people tend to be young college graduates or people in college who are thinking that they need to feel more confident in front of an audience. And then we have retirees. When I joined, our oldest member was in his 80s and he came in a wheelchair.
Wow.
We loved this man. His name was Bob. And Bob had been a Toastmaster since 1969.
Wow.
Back when women were not allowed Toastmasters. So we've seen all kinds of people, and teachers, small business people starting and running their own show, people who are working in the corporate sector and they may have to do presentations, or they're working in sales, and perhaps a manager has said, you know, I think you could use a little polish. Why don't you find some personal development resource? And that's how they come to us. So it's all about personalizing the experience. And I am so happy to agree with you that our club is inclusive, friendly. You can feel at home immediately. People
Absolutely.
want you to grow and succeed.
And the people that are there, they have a genuine interest and passion in making themselves better and trying to work through their speaking. And it's very, the speeches cover all topics. I mean, it's everything from business to whatever somebody's personal hobbies are. Why don't we talk a little bit about the agenda? Because we follow a very strict agenda, and every meeting's the same format. And why don't we go through that a little bit?
There are many traditions in Toastmasters because Toastmasters is a tried and true program. So internationally, you can go to any of the 169,000 clubs that exist worldwide, and you are going to find a meeting agenda. And the meeting agenda is going to look pretty much like any agenda anywhere. So it starts with the Toastmaster, who is the meeting facilitator. By serving as a meeting facilitator, you learn leadership roles, how to stand in front of an audience, how to walk an audience through a planned agenda on a time schedule. We teach you how to start on time, how to end on time. No one wants to sit through a boring meeting that is loaded with people who really can't stop talking or just don't know how to express themselves well. And so you learn by doing, which is why we have an agenda and we have a meeting. Within that meeting, we cover three major areas. One is impromptu speaking. We use impromptu speaking every single day. I'm speaking to you impromptu. I did not write a speech. I am just talking to you off the top of my head. And we do that through a fun activity called Table Topics, where someone will ask a random question and volunteers will give random answers. Then we move on to prepared speeches. Those are the speeches that the members have worked on. They have an assignment, they've read some educational content online, and now they're trying to practice what they've learned. So they'll be doing short speeches, usually 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, and it can be on a topic of their choice. They can do anything they want. And you do that in front of a live audience, which is the real difference between just trying to learn by reading or watching YouTube videos. Instead, you are performing in front of a live audience. And then that brings us to the third part of the meeting, which is the live feedback. So we're watching you perform, we're cheering you on, and we're giving you constructive feedback, which is what helps you grow. If I point out that, gee, Bill, you weave back and forth every time you speak, you might want to cut down on that. You might want to learn how to stand solid. and speak to a camera. And so by drawing attention to things that you could improve upon, we help you grow. So that's the meeting. It takes us about 90 minutes and we're in and out. There's never a dull moment. I learn something every time I attend a meeting.
You do. Yeah, I always do too, especially when the topics cover stuff that aren't even in my sphere of, what's available to me on a daily basis.
People surprise you.
Yeah, they sure do. And one of the other things that's kind of I like is the joke of the day too, or joke of the meeting. So it's a nice way to brush up those skills too, because when you're out having casual conversation, it's helpful to be able to interject some of those. And,
I have very often found a joke that I loved and realized that I could come home and repeat it and get a good laugh from my family. I think that there's an art to telling a good joke with a punchline and timing. And by offering a joke of the day in our meetings, people get an opportunity to flex that muscle a little bit. It's fun.
Yeah, sure is. Why don't we cover pathways? So when you come in to Toastmasters, you sign up and you go into their learning portal and you take an assessment test, which I did, and then they assign you, how many different paths do they have? Like 8 or 10?
Oh, 13.
13.
13, yes. Pathways is really innovative. For the first time ever, all of the educational content offered by Toastmasters is online. Now that accommodates, it's just perfect for right now because everything that we're doing in the entire world is kind of in an online environment. So Pathways was created 4 years ago and it's been out there for a while. Toastmasters has tweaked it. The content starts with an assessment that helps you choose one of those 13 paths. The 13 paths range from things like mastery presentation, presentation mastery, which is dedicated to just helping you focus on public speaking skills. However, there are other paths such as dynamic leadership or coaching or using humor or working with team collaboration. It kind of depends on what your personal goals are. And that's why there's an assessment that helps you whittle down a choice of 3 paths that the system recommends to you. And from there, you can dig deeper, do more research to see if those paths are of interest to you, look at the projects, and then you get started. So you can learn on anywhere you want. This program fits into the lives of busy adults. Just like ourselves, we're both working full time. We're working Toastmasters in as we can, and we can run as fast and hard and jump as high as we want, or stroll leisurely through the entire program.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of good tracks in there, and some of them overlap a little bit because they apply to multiple different areas. But I've enjoyed learning in there. We've had stand-up comics in the group as well.
I was thrilled that right after our group went virtual, was in March, when the whole world kind of stopped, paused, and said, let's regroup and figure out how to do these things. We launched the idea that we would host an online open house. And I was very happy to invite Tommy Hilkin, who is a local former Toastmaster. He is a stand-up comedian. He teaches within corporations. He teaches public speaking skills. But the bottom line is he's just funny.
Yeah.
And he was a founding member of our First of Sussex Toastmasters Club.
Wow.
Now, he since then has moved on, but he's a busy guy. He's in demand and he's teaching classes online these days, as well as trying to book corporate kind of classroom gigs for leaders and people interested in public speaking. So it was a great great opportunity to host him. And I was thrilled that we put it out there on Facebook, and we got a whole bunch of people we'd never met before who came to our open house. A few of them joined. So that worked out very well.
That was a great meeting. Tommy did a great job. And then within that too, you're not on your own just going through those tracks too, right? I mean, there's a big mentorship push from Toastmasters to help you improve.
I have personally mentored several people, and we feel that mentorships offer a unique opportunity to work with somebody who's already gone before you. So the mentor has already made significant accomplishments within the Toastmaster world. The mentor usually is intimately familiar with the program and the way that Toastmasters helps you, and can zero in on you specifically. Like things that I've done with my mentors, I have asked them to meet with me privately. I do that through Zoom now, and we will kind of focus in on what I saw the last time I saw you speak. And we talk about that, talk about how you feel about that, things you want to work on. And then the mentor can provide very personal strategies on how you're going to overcome and meet your next goal. I think it just enriches the program, because any educational program, no matter what you do, is a combination of reading and watching videos. But when you pair that up with dialogue, then the whole world opens up to you. Everything works better.
And then within that too, there's also competitions, right? So people compete with their speeches as they perfect their craft.
They can. Within the Toastmasters world, well, let me back up. Toastmasters International boast that they have the most prominent, largest international-based public speaking contest in the world. And so if you are the 2020 international champion speaker, you're number one out of 350,000 members internationally. Now, all those members don't compete, but what you had to do to achieve that is kind of mind-boggling. Probably you gave that speech or a similar speech maybe 1,000 times, because you go through different levels. You start in your own backyard. So we could produce a speaker right here in Sparta. As a matter of fact, Tommy Hilken was a district level winner. So that means he went through our club, and then he went to what we call the area level. Then he went to the division level. Then he went to the district level. Wow. Now, District 83 is North Jersey. District 83 is part of a region in New England. And we're one of 8 regions across the country. Then you have the American winners, and then they meet at the international platform. So it's difficult. It's difficult. And I'm very proud of the fact that Tommy Hilken came from Sparta and was a district level champion. Yeah, awesome. Who went on to region.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
We're looking for our next Tommy, right? Are they watching?
The next Tommy. How about you, Bill?
Yep. I don't know.
How about you?
Yeah. I'll stick to fixing cars for now. But,
fixing cars that's your passion. Now we just wanted to hear more about your passion. I loved when you did your speech, and before you did your speech, I hopped online to look at your amazing website. So DeBoer's Auto has the family history, and that's unique. I mean, that's a story, and that's what public speaking is all about. It's telling your story.
Yeah.
It could be a personal story, but it could be a business story too.
Yep.
And when you get to watch people talk about something that makes them live and breathe and just get excited, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. It's a natural gift. So
absolutely.
It's in you, Bill. It's in you.
So was there anything that we didn't touch on that we should know about as well, or?
Well, I think if any of your your followers or your business people are interested in it, start by just looking online. That was First of Sussex Toastmasters.org. That's the name of our club, and you'll find our website. There are links in there that talk about what Toastmasters does. Those links contain some testimonials, and then you can just launch an inquiry. Now, that inquiry is going to end up in my inbox. And you can probably already tell I'm passionate about Toastmasters. So I'm going to get your attention, and we're going to talk, and I'm going to get you to a meeting, and hopefully you're going to fall in love with our club. So that's how the magic happens. And it's pretty much all I have to kind of.
It's a great group. I've enjoyed it very much. And it's definitely helping me professionally grow my speaking as well. So it's
well, and we appreciate the fact, Bill, that you give us an opportunity to showcase what we do. You've brought guests to our meetings. Your guests have joined us. We're really excited about that. I think that just the fact that you're seeing perhaps a difference in the way that you speak at a professional level tells me it works. It always makes me happy to celebrate the achievements of our members, and we do that in an active way. And I must say again, we would not be able to be a virtual club without Deborah's audit.
Yeah, we use our Zoom account for that.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. Otherwise, it would be a challenge, but we're very happy to have you as a member and your contributions.
And what costs are involved in joining and the requirements of being in the club?
Well, at the international level, Toastmasters costs you $90 a year. $90 a year. Do the math, less than $10 a month. You can contrast that with bigger programs. There are programs in which you can spend $2,500, $5,000, work with a personal coach. And if you've got that kind of time and money and dedication and you want to spend that, I'd say go for it. But Toastmasters was designed to be affordable for nearly everyone. You pay every 6 months. So you're really only paying $45 for a 6-month period of time. Our club has a $2 a month fee. So what we do with that $2 is we pay our rent at the church. We make a donation to the church once a year, and that's what your $2 goes towards. Other than that, we're a nonprofit, so we don't do any fundraising. You're not going to be asked to stand out and go to an event and organize anything where you're raising money. We're just focused on education and helping people make their personal development goals. So I think it's very affordable when you consider that you're attending free Zoom-based meetings now. So your education is not being interrupted. When we go back to in-person meetings, I am determined to find a way to do a hybrid. So that means the people who want to meet virtually will be able to do that without any doubts, but we may have members who live a little farther away, and it may be convenient for them to continue to attend through Zoom. So we're going to try to do a hybrid and see if that will work for us, but it's easy access and it's affordable.
And there's no real strict rules otherwise, right? Like no attendance requirements or anything like that.
We do notice when you don't come, because we're just that kind of club. We like to get to know each other. I don't know how many people have grown friendships out of the group, but I know I have over the years. So when you're not present, it's noted, and then chances are somebody's going to follow up and say, have you just been busy, or is there a problem that we can help you with? But there aren't any rules. This program has to fit in your life. So adult learners need to attack the learning as they can. We've had members who do every bit of their public speaking course within a matter of maybe 10 months. And that means that they're probably spending time online, they're writing speeches, they're performing speeches, getting feedback, and moving through it quickly. You could do that. So you could do a one and done 1 year and be out. If you really want to grow, then just doing the first round, or what we call the first path, is going to get you started, but you'll really refine your skills if you keep going. So I would say the members who stay with Toastmasters more than 1 year, preferably 2 to 4, really, really grow. It's amazing. And you're with a club of friends who knew you when, and then they know you now.
That's cool. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today and bringing the First of Sussex Toastmasters to everybody out here. And we'll be sure to put links and contact information in the post here, as well as on the blogs and stuff out there. So thanks,
Thank
Sara,
you,
again.
Bill.
And
Okay.
we'll talk to you shortly.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.